Hello viewers, Aji August 22nd, our Voice of Nagaland News Etia Hotel Saramati de ahigina ase. Amikhan yete Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act of 1873, which is also known as Inner Line Regulation Act laga saigina jailedo. August 27, 1873 de itu enactment hoa laga ase. Aro yede amikhan itu laga regulation olaise kule do, especially North Eastern state te kundu state te vulnerable ase. Itu khan laga state khan ge itu la act pra protect kore. Aro itu protection do isukule do, especially tribals khan ge takhan laga identity, culture, aro yade resources khan ge outsider khan bra exploit kurole nidibo garni itu regulation implement hoa amikhan dikhibo parise. Itu laga opor kun state khan itu laga preview de ahe koile do yede Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram aro Manipur itu charta state toile do itu laga regulation act te amikhan dikhibo pare. Yede Nagaland de olibi various district khan de yede ILP implement hoigina amikhan dikhibo pare. So libi especially in the district of Dimapur, Newland aro Chumugedema toile do Jasal de hi itu ILP toile do implement hoigina amikhan dikhibo pare ase. In regard with this, Naga Student Federation Kambra holibi ILRC kuina ekta committee form gurise aro itu committee do issue gule do itu ILP regulation act to ile do kinaga improvise kuregina loopholes kan identify kuregina government khan ge holibi ta khan representation noile do memorandum bi ami khan dia chanibo parise aro yede on August 28 29 de Naga Student Federation Kambra in regard with this yede takhan ekta seminar lowole ase koina itu amikhan honibo pare ase. Do viewers kan aibi amikhan itu Naga Student Federation aro ILRC kambra yade Hotel Saramati de ekta press conference rakhigina ase. To aibi amikhan itu laga opore apni ge detail report update logina janai dibo.
Thank you media friends for having us. Before we go for the press briefing, I wanted to introduce my colleagues. Myself, I am Taishuding, the President of the Naga Student Federation. Sir Enesin Lotha, the Chairman of Inner Line Regulation Commission NSF. Kenny Lokent, the General Secretary of the Naga Student Federation. Imti Akam, the member of the Inner Line Regulation Commission NSF. K. Ilundang, the member of the Inner Line Regulation Commission. Vemer Kovitso, the Vice President of the Naga Student Federation. In fact, Naga Student Federation is coming up with a very interesting program. We have termed it as a national seminar on Befr 1873, which is going to be a very historic and first of a kind in the state of Nagaland and in Naga homeland. The purpose of why we are coming up with a national seminar on Befr 1873 is to educate and to let our people know the importance of the ILP in our state. With utmost importance, Naga Student Federation on 4th December 2024 at Molongimsen in the 4th Federal Assembly of the Naga Student Federation, we have formed a commission, an independent commission which will work under Naga Student Federation. And we have given the nomenclature as Inner Line Regulation Commission, which is headed by our former president, Enesin Lotha, and his team. And on 7 March 2025, the Naga Student Federation have given them the official appointment, where they have started working out. We have already given certain representation to the government, but we are yet to get any response from the government. So this is the first of a kind where Naga Student Federation is also coming up with a national seminar with a very prominent leaders from the Supreme Court, Mr. Prasan Bhushan and Somana Khanna from Supreme Court. They are coming for our program. And now I would like to give time to our ILRC chairman. But beforehand, I also want to inform our general public that we have reserved 20 seats for any public who want to come and witness this national seminar. So we request them to come and formally register themselves and be part of the program.
Thank you, NSF President and members of this press conference. The seminar which the Naga Student Federation President has already briefly highlighted. This seminar is not intended to actually point out or to accuse any establishment. Perhaps it is not a new thing for the NSF as far as inner line pass is concerned. As late as the 1970s, the NSF has been striving for the enforcement of this Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation of 1873. However, a seminar of this nature is the most historic for the NSF to come up with. This seminar is intended to spread a message about the significance of the inner line pass system in the state of Nagaland. Comparatively with the other states, we have come across states like Mizoram, which has fully capitalized the provision of Befr 1873. And we see that in Mizoram, the economy has a far-reaching impact in the hands of the local indigenous people because of the active enforcement of this ILP system. In fact, to take reference of Mizoram, they have even established a ILB issuing counter on the very first day, that is the 13th of September 2025, when the first railway station was inaugurated. As much as the exhibition of the seriousness of this ILB, no one was allowed to go out of the perimeter of the railway station before taking that temporary ILP at Sairang railway station of Mizoram. Today, the Naga Student Federation is of serious observation that because of the lackadaisical approach to the provision of this Befr 1873, the economy of the indigenous people has gone into the hands of non-locals. We are not against any genuine citizens of India to come to Nagaland. They are freely welcome. The only concern that we would like to convey to them is they must abide by the existing provisions and law of the state. Therefore, ILB is one such provision which has been enforced since the time of the colonial British government. We are of the opinion that if this inner line pass system is implemented in letter and spirit, it will become the economic life jacket of the Naga people. We want that this very provision should be properly utilized. And through this seminar, we want to awaken not only the political class of the Naga people, but we want to awaken every concerned Naga people that we must not keep ourselves aloof from the merits of this Befr 1873. We must take full advantage of the provisions in order to salvage the future of the younger generation. Successive government has come out with various committees to actually review the implementation of this BFR 1873. Those committees have given wonderful suggestions, and today we would, through this seminar, also like to centralize all those suggestions and give to the government once and for all a kind of a workable suggestions, so that the ILB, which has been so far being addressed in a piecemeal manner, must be centralized, and a separate implementing authority must be established, so that confusions, the belferages in the implementation of this Bengal Eastern Frontier regulation must be put to rest, and every aspect of the government as well as the public must focus on this centralization, so that even those people who would like to avail ILB must not be discriminated. Those people who have a genuine concern and a genuine right to stay in Nagaland, although they are not Nagas, should not be exploited. Those people who have a contribution to make to the state of Nagaland should not be victimized. But those people who comes to Nagaland to exploit the people must be properly thwarted, and regimental implementation must be the objective of the government as well as the people of Nagaland. Thank you. The very committee of the government that was set up and made to study a comparative analysis amongst the ILB states several years back gave a conclusion saying that the implementation of ILB in Nagaland and Arunachal is facilitative, which the question that was put to us that it is merely on paper. And they have specifically mentioned Mizoram as the only state where the implementation is regimental. Therefore, this seminar is going to focus on the aspect of all this issue, and we have invited professors from especially 4 states, that is Mizoram, Manipur, and Arunachal, to talk on the enforcement of this PFR in the respective states. And particularly from Assam, we have invited him to talk about the mainland perspective on this ILP. We have also specifically told him that whether in this global world ILB is relevant or not. We are going to be very truthful in this discussion. We are open to all criticisms. Even the advocates, they have been asked to talk whether there is any infringement between the fundamental rights and the PFR 1873. We have very sincerely asked him that you are free to talk openly, even if it means going against the concept and the struggle of the Naga Student Federation. This seminar is going to be an open book for all people to see. And the conclusion of this seminar is expected to be very remarkable, and the documentation vis-a-vis the way forward after this seminar will be highlighted, and we are very optimistic that the seminar will surely bring to light many questions, many doubts about the enforcement, especially and particularly in the state of Nagaland.
NSF and its subordinate for years have been continuously raising up the issues of ILP. You also spoke about how Mizoram has been successfully implemented the objectives of ILP. Pardon my ignorance here, but I don't know whether the state of Mizoram has a designated unit, police personnel or district administration that is subjected to checking ILP. Do you feel that, does the NSF or the commission feel that a designated unit, be it police personnel or a combination of district administration and police personnel, is required so that checkings can be carried out in a better manner?
As far as the Naga Student Federation and its federating units are concerned, it has been acting as a pressure group. There is no qualms to say that NSF or its federating units are not an authority to check. However, in order to spread a message both to the people and the government that this enforcement is a necessity, therefore, the very involvement of the federating units and the NSF is purely out of concern. As far as Nagaland is concerned, in compared with Mizoram, we are also of the knowledge that there is no such administrative order which authorizes any particular department, be it the police personnel or any designated agency, to go for checking of ILP. It is only a kind of a temporary order or a kind of stopgap arrangement that is being given time to time. It is because of this, it becomes either voluntary on the part of the police or the administrative heads to actually look into this implementation. Therefore, as I've mentioned in the beginning, that in order to address this issue, we are not at all going to focus on piecemeal implementation. We understand that if we are to focus on the piecemeal issue, it's going to only create complexities, because the issue of the enforcement has become a cancer. Therefore, in order to solve this, there should be a holistic approach, not just a mere piecemeal approach. And we are going to actually dwell on those areas, and we will surely ensure that we don't leave any stones unturned to ensure that this seminar touches every aspect of the loopholes, positive, negative, but we want to make it very clear that the enforcement of this provision must not discriminate or exploit any genuine citizens of the mainland India.